expect to see any violence here today.
I certainly hope so.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on back to another No Mercy Championship Path. I am your host, Bloody Bill Vox. Road of No Mercy has been a wild one, but here we are. It's the sixth of what I have now isolated as 9 paths. So 66% of the way through based on that math, but we'll see where we wind up in this one. We'll talk you through it as we go. I hope you're enjoying this new format where we show you the backstage and a little bit of the gameplay. But basically in this path to march towards 100% completion, you're going to want to lose in Chapter 1 and Chapter 3, according to my notes. And then you're going to want to take wins in 2 and then 4 through 10. So without further ado, let's get on into the gameplay. We'll talk you through it. Another No Mercy Championship Path. Let's go! Chapter 1, warming up. Well, we've seen this one before. Here we come. It's the Hardy Boys we're going into battle with this time. And, well, we know the name of this one. We've seen it a bunch. It's going to be Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe coming out to talk a little hot air about how they might be old, but they can beat us in 3 minutes or less. But in this one, we want them to beat us in 3 minutes or less. So let's go to the match itself. This one's pretty easy to get away from. Just head to the outside and get yourself a count out. That's really all the gameplay we're going to see on this one. Jeff Hardy on the outside is Patterson and Matt fight in the ring. And Jeff Hardy's on the outside looking to get himself a count-out victory. So while we are watching this count-out victory, I want to take a moment to comment on the straight absurdity of Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe being a tag team that's involved in this storyline. Not sure why they were chosen. They are Vince McMahon's henchmen, and that stutter was for dramatic purposes, not brain dysfunction or anything like that. But anyway, not quite sure why our first tag team in this mode, in various modes, is Patterson and Briscoe, but whatever. They get the victory. It's count out, and we go to Chapter 2. Chapter 2, One Day Part 1. I always hate those quick title screens. You don't got a lot of time to say anything about them, but this one's a tag team match against Eddie Guerrero and China. We want to get the victory in this one.
1, 2, count 2.
I find the quickest way to go after the victories in these tag team matches is a lot of weak grapples and doing the taunts a whole bunch and just getting your finishers going, rocking and rolling. The AI for breaking up pins in this is actually pretty reliable for the most part. As you just saw, Jeff Hardy came running in and was able to get there, not quite in time, but that's really the quickest way to get through some of these tag team matches. The AI varies all the time, as you've seen if you've watched any of the other walkthrough videos of these various championship modes. Here we go. We get a cover. We get a count. We move on to Chapter 3. The sudden endings just throw me off. Let's move to Chapter 3. 4-way title match. This is an interesting scenario because we can't do 4 tag teams. So we've got the current and reigning tag team champions, the Right to Censor, coming out to the ring. And Steven Richards says that they are going to announce a match to determine the #1 contender for the tag team titles. But herein lies our challenge. We can't do a 4-way tag team match. So as Steven Richards is saying, it's a 4-way with 1 representative from each team. It kind of reminds me of WrestleMania 36 from the Performance Center, where it was a 3-way ladder match with 1 member of each team. But anyway, let's take it down to the ring in this one. We wanted to get a loss in this one, actually, here in Chapter 3. These matches can be a little bit tougher because there's multiple guys involved, and it's elimination style, thankfully, in this one. Really, the quickest way to get yourself out here is to try moves that are going to be countered into pins, or let them beat up on you in the offense. Hold down that joystick, baby. That's where you're going to have the most success is when you hold down that joystick and basically leave yourself as a limp little noodle to be thrown around the ring by your opponents and lead yourself to elimination. So in this one, it's a 4-way elimination match. So it does not matter who beats us, as long as we get beaten here in Chapter 3, because that is the objective. And there is Bubba Ray Dudley with the small package. Hold that joystick, 2 count, 3 count, and we move on to Chapter 4. Chapter 4, 1 Day, Part 2. Quick little title screen into the matchup. So from here on out in this one, we're going for victories every single time. We've done all the losing we can do, and we can't lose no more. So in this one, it's the APA against the Hardy Boys. And we just want to get the victory. Now, the APA can be a real challenging tag team here in No Mercy. I've had my challenges in handicap matches, tag team matches. They are a beefy team. There's a reason why I've used Farouk and Bradshaw in singles action and in tag team action. They're a really good team. They're a great team to use, but of course in this I like to have as much variety as possible. Here we go, Jeff Hardy. Bam! Hitting some Twist of Fate. Now, Twist of Fate's a great finisher in this game because you can hit 3 of them with the meter going, as long as you don't dally around and all that jazz. Sometimes you might, move a little slow and not hit it, but this one, we get all 3. And Jeff's going to go for the pin here eventually. Matt's going to come in to break things up. Here comes Farouk. And we got very lucky on that one. We go to Chapter 5. Chapter 5 begins with another short title screen, and this one is a singles match between Jeff Hardy and Val Venus, and we just got to get the victory. I will tell you that when I was playing through this one, I was like, all right, this is a random matchup. Jeff Hardy against Val Venus. As you saw, there was no backstage dialogue to set it up. It was just a match. And, yeah, I was expecting interference or something. I figured something was going to happen here. Like, Val Venus had a history with the right to censor, so maybe the right to censor was going to interfere in this one and try to help Val Venus get the victory, but nah, just a straight-up singles match between Jeff Hardy and Val Venus. I'm not sure if the opponent changes based on, being somebody else. Maybe if you're edging Christian, the opponent might be different. I'm not quite sure on that one. But what I do know here is that it's Jeff Hardy and Val Venus. 3 Twist of Fates later, and a pin in a moment. We get that 1, 2, 3, and we go on to the next chapter. Let's roll. Chapter 6, Recovery. We see that this is the first interview by Michael after Vince's long absence. That's oddly topical, considering Vince is absent and gone from everywhere right now. And this is exactly a Vince McMahon type of thing he would do. Come in and say everything's boring since he's been gone. But anyway, he apparently does not like the tag team scene and is ordering a tournament that the Hardy Boys are going to participate in, and we got to get wins in all of it so we can go to the Rumble. So let's go down to our first matchup with the Dudleys. We pick this one up in the middle as we do it. Not even in the middle. I'll tell you right now, unless you've already figured it out, the gameplay portions here is the last minute of every match. Kind of figure, you don't need to see the entire thing. And if I'm wrong, you want to see the entire thing, you want to see the full match's return for the Intercontinental Championship, leave that down in the comments. But otherwise, I think this is a nice format, a nice quick recap of some of the gameplay. You get to see how the matches end, a little bit of the action along the way. But the Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys, of course, no strangers to each other. So it's an excellent tag team tournament match to be having. But at the end of the day, we got to get the victory. And that is exactly what we will be doing in just a short moment here as Jeff Hardy continues hitting all them there Twist of Fates. But old Bubba Ray Dudley, poor Bubba Ray, getting hit with all them Twist of Fates, going into the cover. We get the count of 2, With the count of 3, we're going on to Chapter 7, baby. That's right. Chapter 7, Tag Team Tournament Quarterfinal. What a random team. The Big Boss Man and D'Lo Brown. Now, Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan are totally a team, but Bull Buchanan's tied up with old Stevie Richards, and that's probably why Boss Man and D'Lo were a team. It didn't even dawn on me when I was playing this originally that the reason why we got Boss Man and D'Lo as a team is probably because Bull Buchanan is a tag team champion with Steven Richards. But then again, in the exact same breath, I don't know, could have had Mark Henry team with D'Lo Brown. They were a team at one point in time. But anyway, as we continue our march towards completing this path, we got to get another victory. And that's exactly what Jeff Hardy is on the road to doing. You may notice a lot of these matches are ending with me hitting the old 3 Twist of Fates. This one here, Jeff is not going to be able to win with the old Twist of Fate because, I said a few chapters ago that if you're not quick enough, sometimes you get caught up in the things, and that's exactly what happened. But fancy pin later, and we go on to Chapter 8. Chapter 8 Tag Team Tournament Semifinals. It's the Holly Cousins. Didn't expect that the Hardy Boys could win. Have they not watched the Hardy Boys in the past? My goodness. But the semifinals of the tournament are going to see the Hardys against the Hollies. The Hardys and the Hollies. Here we go. Continuing on our path to the completion with another victory. This time going up against the Hollies. Like I said, a lot of weak grapples because the heavy grapples would get you reversed pretty quickly. So you want to definitely stick to these light grapples. Got wicked lucky on that one. The tag was about to be made. We've been working over Hardcore Holly in the start. I was getting a little confused on who's who. I got, bad vision. A little bit of old man vision. But I love beating up on Hardcore Holly. It's like the OC beating up on John Cena. What are we going to do today? Beat up on John Cena. So the Hardy Boys, what are we going to do today? Beat up on Hardcore Holly. And that's exactly what's going on here. Bam. More Twist of Fates. Oh, it's Crash. Dang. See, my vision is bad. I said it was... I said, and I was wrong. Moving to Chapter 9. Let's go to Chapter 9 now. I still can't believe I got that all botchy. I'm not fixing it. I don't care. It's fine. But then we get the finals of this tournament. You can tell exactly who's who in this one. I blame the Hollies in that last chapter anyway. They were in similar tights and all that jazz. Chris Benoit and Taz are wearing different stuff here. That's great. But Hardcore Holly and Crash were wearing the exact same thing. So, maybe it wasn't so much my crummy vision. And it was their crummy choice of not differing attire. But anyway, Chapter 9, we are here. The finals of the tag team tournament to earn a shot at the tag team titles. Right to Censor is going to be waiting at the Royal Rumble. Oh, bam. Taz did that big old clothesline. Things are going crazy. Bam, another Twist of Fate. Jeff's just going for Twist of Fates all over the place. Got us a second one. I don't think he's going to go for a third. Nah, he's going for that cover. Man, we got lucky again. Ooh, we got us a little post-match, whatever. Oh, here comes everybody's favorite CEO. Wink, wink, nod, nod. I guess we'd say former CEO at this point. But Vince's like, hey, 2 of you made it, so now you're going on to the Royal Rumble, so let's go to Chapter 10, baby. Chapter 10, Climax. Oh, yeah, everybody likes a nice little climax, and that's exactly what we're going to do here in Chapter 10. It's the Royal Rumble. It's time for the Tag Team Championship match. Of course, every Chapter 10 is a win situation. I can't imagine. Would it be crazy if one of the paths did end with a requirement to lose? Like Chapter 10, you got to lose in order to succeed. Wait, what? Anyway, here we go. Match time for the Tag Team Championship. As you can see from the timer on this one, this is where I feel like the minute format really works out, because look at that timer down at the bottom. 14 minutes. And it was a frustrating encounter. Lots of reversals and ducking and dodging and me yelling a bunch of stuff that thankfully was not a microphone. You know, mostly vulgarities and all that sort of thing. You know, I like to swear. But, you know, as we approach the 14.5-minute mark, everything is starting to turn out okay. The Hardy Boys look like they could be on the verge of becoming the brand new tag team champions. Desperately trying to keep our man in the ring here. No tags allowed. Bull Buchanan, you stay on the outside, sir. Matt Hardy about to start dishing out some twists of fate, baby. Here's number 2, Wabamski. And now Matt gonna go for number 3. Nope. Jeff Hardy comes in. And boop, there goes Bull Buchanan. We've got new tag team champions. So you know what happens now? We go and read about it. That's right. Tonight there are new tag team champions. They're Matt and Jeff. So give them a round of applause. Congratulations, Jeff and Matt. And then some other stuff that I wasn't quick enough to read. But, you know, we've said it so many times. Who cares? Here come the brand new tag team champions, Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. I always thought it was weird that they couldn't put the team names on those lower thirds. But anyway, you know the spiel there. We're the champions now, but in order to remain the champion, you got to endure all the difficulties, and they've got faith in us. So let's go check that progress. Bada bing, bada boom. On the main menu, over to the championship, and let's hit it. Let's see where we're at. 67% of the way complete in this tag team championship mode. 6 paths down, 3 more to go. 7, 8, and 9. What a wild ride it's been. Literally 2/3 of the way through. The percentage even works out. But we will resume next time. Path number 7 will come back with the Hardy Boys as the defending champions next time here in No Mercy Championship Modes.